Welcome back to 10 Minutes Podcast. I'm your host, Robert Rio. Am I back to being fast?
God damn it, Robbie.
Speedy Robert is back, baby.
Yeah.
It's what everybody expects. No one wants me to intro like real slow. Last week was terrible. Everyone was disappointed.
I think people laughed.
That's really all I go for. That's the whole show. I just want people to laugh.
I was checking my player to make sure I didn't have it on half speed, possibly 1/3 speed.
Well, that means the people that listen to it at 2 speed sounded normal.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and try that.
Friend of all of ours, I can say that this time. Corey Ross texts me and he goes, maybe if Robbie speaks slower, people would understand it's factor fabrication.
That is not my fault.
And then he messages like right away again. And he goes, "Oh shit, you guys talked about that too." So,
Yeah, so if you haven't noticed, I am your host, Robert Rio. Across from me is my co-host, Adam Nielsen, and on Zoom is Dusty Nixon, all the way from Tejas.
Good evening, gentlemen.
is it nice there?
Don't tell us.
I'm wearing shorts.
How? Well, yeah,
But you're also wearing a sweater.
yeah.
I'm wearing a sweater because my air conditioner's on.
Oh, jeez.
It was like 82 degrees.
Turn your air conditioner down a little bit.
Goodness.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. I never keep my house. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. When my air conditioner is running, it is certainly not cold enough that I feel the need for a sweatshirt.
Never. In the winter, for
In
sure.
the winter, I'll need a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
it's the air distribution in this house. It's not great. I don't know what to tell you.
That actually, I do feel that it's almost it's probably a 10 to 15 degree shift from one end of the house to the other. And mine, it's real brutal.
Okay, mine's not that bad.
It's real brutal.
Yeah, I got it. When I have my fireplace on,
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
that room gets real warm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is that the upstairs or the downstairs fireplace?
There's only one on the main floor, but I don't like using it because every time I do it, I literally look at it and go, I'm literally burning money. Like right there, I'm burning money.
Katie's stepdad has like a wood stove.
Yep.
That's in like what would be like a front patio area.
Okay.
And then he just has a fan that blows across the top of it into the living room. And he'll use that to like air quotes heat the house.
Right.
And so it'll be, and I'm not exaggerating, 95 degrees in the living room. And,
However.
And then you'll go upstairs and it'll be 52 degrees. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, dude. No one should live like this. It's insane.
Nope. Life's too short for that.
So.
But yeah, once you get a good wood burning stove going though,
It's super hot.
it'll heat that room really well.
Yeah, super hot. Because that's how you heat the shop, isn't it?
Oh, I got
Sort of?
an electric heater that is super efficient. That does really good. Because when I bought it, I was like, well, I'll just use this to keep it above freezing, maintain 45, and then I just started using it all the time because I was lazy. And then my electric bill didn't really go up. I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this all the time then.
Yeah,
because I'm not waiting for the wood burning stove to catch up unless I have evidence to burn or like anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
Then we use the fires.
Yeah. Evidence.
It's fine.
Need to burn a bill of sale before Jess sees it.
Yes.
Or hiding things from the tax man.
Yes.
No. Okay, that's fair. So, did we lose Dusty? I think we lost Dusty.
I think he's frozen. I was gonna say, there he is.
I think I'm back.
Okay.
The video was so funny because you're leaning forward, eyes wide open, just so
very
surprised.
intent about what we were talking about. Like,
It's because it was obvious to me what was happening, and I was going, "Oh, not again!" Yeah,
he's
We're good now.
he's so interested in how we heat a building because it's not a thing. It's not a thing he has to deal with.
A wood burning what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have basements in that part of Texas?
Oh no, there's no way you can have a basement in the ground here would just like shove the basement through the bottom of the house in short order.
You're aware of what a basement is, though?
I am aware of what a basement is.
Okay.
So.
Do you know what a sump pump is?
I do, only because I used to sell battery backup systems for a living, and that's a big
Yep, that's like their main thing.
Yeah, there's two markets for battery backup systems. One is the network at your office, and two is your thing that keeps your house from flooding from the bottom. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Do you have a sump pump in this house?
Oh, yeah.
Does it ever run?
No, we're on kind of the top of a hill, so it doesn't.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Because when we did the home inspection, he had to make it work. So we're like dumping water into it, and we're just talking, and like it's so quiet. It like did its thing, emptied, and he like turns and goes, "Oh, see, it works." Like none of us could hear.
All right,
it.
Fair enough.
Perfect.
Cool. Those are one of those things that people forget about, and then when they need them, they wish they wouldn't have forgot about them.
Yep.
Josh Fettis made that mistake once.
That would be awful. I think my parents did that too. They built a house.
Yeah.
And shortly thereafter had that happen.
Yeah.
So we do have heaters in our shops here because whenever I was, I guess the age that we were building the Camaro, we had this like super old kind of sketchy heater that was propane, and you would like shove a lighter into it to light it and like turn on the valve and kind of like look away kind of timidly.
Like my grill.
I think that's how you light all propane heaters, isn't it?
And grills, yeah.
And grills, yeah, absolutely.
My grill does that.
That's normal.
Well, I mean, ideally it has like a little button on it.
But those buttons are broken on like all of them.
Yeah. Especially if you let it sit outside.
Maybe they'll make a season.
So anyway, this heater was old enough that it did not have that. I think it was supposed to have a pilot light, but the pilot light scared me even more than just lighting it manually.
That's fair.
So I would just work in the shop with my hands just numb. I just didn't care. It was like
It was 40 degrees outside. His hands were numb.
It's like when my brother lived in Miami, and they put out like warnings and like everyone seek shelter. It's going to be 45. Just put on a sweater.
It's really funny to drive through like the southern parts of this country and see the things that they get away with for construction.
Oh yeah,
it's insane to me.
That's why like every house in Texas that lost power burst every pipe in the house is because none of them they're insulated to keep them cool in the summer, not warm in the winter. So
right, hilarious to see like where people run water pipes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
insanity.
Never thought about it.
These are the things that I see.
Makes sense.
The construction podcast.
Yeah, the curse of knowledge, I guess.
Yep.
So, anyway, let's talk about Dusty's trip to SEMA.
So I got to go back to SEMA for the first time since 2019. So, it was a...
Did you miss it?
I did, actually. It was like last year whenever it was happening and I was just seeing it on social media, I was like shaking. Like, I don't know how to not be there. So I've gone every year since 2015. And then 2017, 18, and 19, we took the car to run in the Optima event also. So this year was like a breeze of flying in on Monday and not having to even work set up for our booth for Traxxas. So I just got to...
Man, you're big time. You're big time now. If you can just fly in and
just hang out,
show up, and everything's done already.
Yeah, I just did the arrive and drive. I heard that was the way to go.
Arrive and drive.
I can confirm that is the way to do it. But I still had to help with setup and tear down. And wrenching.
You've got a ways to go then.
Yeah, I didn't get to do any.
It's a different pay grade.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there eventually.
Yep. Mine's more of a pay to play.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, you can have that experience. It just costs you more.
Oh yeah.
It's a slightly different thing. It's an inverse system for what you and Dusty are doing.
Yeah, he gets paid, and
he makes more. Everybody knows the more you make, the less you do.
True story. Yeah,
it's how the world works.
It's corporate America.
Yeah. CEOs can't be CEOs of 10 or 12 companies at a time if they actually did something.
You bring up an excellent point.
You get like a quarterly email that's like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Nope. Okay.
Thanks for your advice. Here's $2 million.
Yeah.
So
as the SCCA says, thanks for your input.
Yeah. Anyway, Robbie was a little bit disappointed by your SEMA coverage.
Yeah, all these pictures are pictures of good cars. I only want to see the garbage.
Robbie wants to see bad
welds, missing drive shafts, sketchy women. That's all I want to see.
So I feel like every automotive journalist has to find their niche. And I don't think enough people are covering the fact that there are actually decent cars at SEMA.
Brings up an excellent point.
That's kind of sad, but you're not wrong. Oh, man.
But to be fair, I only follow Formula Derp during SEMA week anyways.
Yeah.
Just watch all the crap.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's a good amount of the best coverage of SEMA is on the Formula Derp Instagram for sure.
Oh, jeez. So I noticed that like 3/4 of the pictures you sent us were just cars I see at every Grid Life I go to.
There were a few Grid Life cars there, yeah.
So
yeah.
basically, I mean, as is everything in the world, if motorsports are involved, Grid Life is somehow there.
Yeah, usually winning it.
Well, there is that, but
yeah. So like Ferris's car was like 2 rows over from us.
Did you get his autograph? Did you line up and be really obnoxious about it?
I did not get it. So he was signing at the Garrett booth, which was like way down and around the corner.
Oh, that's right, because
he
he was in the Staybill booth, wasn't he?
Yeah. So he did his autograph signing in the Garrett booth, and basically from 9 until 5, and then 9 until 4 on Friday, we were jamming in the booth. So the only time I got away was for lunch. So it was kind of like we weren't sure what to expect. I knew like the pictures I saw last year, there was some pictures that looked like, oh, hey, that's SEMA. And then others that looked like that's an empty trade show hall and what is going on.
Right.
So I think they said attendance was like 130 to 135,000 this year, which 2019, I think they said was like 160 to 165. So it was, it was a good percentage of what, it was pre-Pandy. And then, there's more floor space now, so they opened up an entirely new hall on the west side, and like that kind of spreads everything out a lot more. So we stayed really busy the whole time. I'm not sure. I think if you were off on the edges, you might not have gotten as much as what you used to. But overall, it was just a crazy 4 days like it always is, and slightly less crazy not having to deal with the logistics of moving a car around and doing all that stuff during the show. So
winning is what he's getting.
Yeah, I was going to say when he
becoming the grand champion. Yeah, we'll get it.
No, I didn't ever do. I've never performed anywhere near what I wanted to in Vegas, and it still sticks in the back of my head. But that's how I feel about for another
event.
Day.
Yeah,
so
that's how I feel about every event I've ever been to.
Yeah, tell us about Sebring, Robbie.
I don't want to talk about Sebring anymore, or Road America, or High Plains. Actually, we can talk about High Plains.
You didn't perform at all at Road America. That's not fair.
No, my wrenching skills are top notch though. I've only gotten better at that. I had that transmission on the floor and back into like last Saturday. I woke up at fucking 7. I couldn't sleep. I was laying in bed going, you know what? I'm going to have that transmission at Booney's by noon. I fucking did.
Yeah,
I went to the shop, took it apart, threw it in the back of the Focus because what's better?
Focus.
What's
That's
better?
What it's for?
Yeah, what's better than a $10,000 transmission in the back of a $400 car? Drove it over to Booney's, plopped it on the floor in the shop, and said, "Here you go. Your problem now."
Back in the days of the motorcycle build-off shows on Discovery Channel, one of the things that jumped out to me the most was these guys built this whole crazy chopper and then threw it in the back of an old beat-up Nissan truck, and he was like, "Nothing like a $40,000 motorcycle and a $400 truck."
Yep.
Robbie's living that life.
Can relate.
So
I wasn't going to put it in the pickup.
Well, no, that would have cost twice as much in gas.
I know it fits. It fit perfectly in the trunk of the Focus.
Yeah, why not take it?
And I had this I think I bought one of the engine blocks that I got, like one of the LSs I got, had this like little frame out of 2x4s that someone had made and then had set it on there. I still had it for whatever reason. So I put that in the trunk first, and this like held it perfectly in place.
Oh, well, there
so it didn't even roll around or nothing.
Perfect.
I mean, it didn't matter because it's all fucking broken anyway.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't have wanted it to get damaged.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, about that.
I learned how much the case costs.
Yeah,
it sucks.
It's not good.
Not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. So, moving on, please.
Yeah. Anyway, SEMA. There's a car in here that I want to talk about that I saw a picture of. I think it was in the Dodge booth. It's that Paul Rossi Challenger. I think it was in the Dodge booth, right? The Mopar booth.
Yeah, they were rolling it. So I made like a bonds I run through on Thursday morning, which is what the majority of these pictures are. Yeah, they were rolling it into place in the Dodge booth.
Yeah, so
next to a Challenger body in white car that you could buy to do drag racing or street takeovers or whatever you do with the Challenger.
Right, street takeover. That's exactly. God, I hope there's no people spending body in white money for street takeover cars. Anyway, Paul Rossi, the supercharger that I bought for the Omni and then never did anything with, came off a drag car that Paul Rossi co-developed with Carroll Shelby. Yep. So like that's a name I know. I have parts from him.
He probably welded that.
Yeah, it was either him or Shelby, probably.
Wild.
That's my story. And
that's the story when it goes on eBay, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely not like Factor Fab with Max doing the welding.
No, it's definitely
not like that. It was for sure Carroll Shelby.
It was either Carroll
Paul
Shelby
Rossi.
or Paul Rossi that did the welding.
Yeah, especially in the 80s and 90s. That's when he was doing all the hands-on work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, I wish I could have got that whole car. But it was just kind of cool. Like, hey, I know that name.
Yep.
So, that was kind of peak Dodge coolness right there, too.
I'll give you that.
The 70s drag car Challengers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, vintage, pro stock, super stock. Yeah. That car definitely pulls big. Well, it might not pull big wheelies, but it should pull big wheelies. Like that car needs to leave with the wheels off the ground.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, super cool stuff. I've seen a bunch of pictures of the Dodge booth. They did a really good job this year, it seemed like.
Yeah, so they had a gigantic video wall across the back. And not only did they have a video wall in their booth, they had a video wall on the side of the Resorts World Hotel and Casino. It was like 30 stories tall. Like, we left the airport and I was like, there is a Challenger doing a burnout on the side of that building.
I can see it from this plane.
Yeah, I can see it. Well, I could see it like down the from like 3 miles away down the strip. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Along with like a few other different video things along the strip too. Yeah, they definitely put in a big effort to make a statement that they were like Ford and GM might have pulled out of here, but we're committed.
Yeah, because there was a lot less manufacturer presence this year, wasn't there?
Yeah, so Dodge was in the spot that Chevy is generally at. So Chevy's always got their kind of auto showish kind of generic setup down there with a bunch of like Copo Camaros and then all their crate motors and everything. And then Ford always has a section that's kind of down the middle that like spans the width of the central hall. It's always a crazy setup. There's always like Ford GTs hanging from the ceiling and off-road Rangers and Mustang drift cars and like all kinds of crazy cool custom builds from different builders that and stuff like that. Lighting effects and video walls and all kinds of crazy stuff. So Ford's always kind of set the standard for the experience that you can have in a big manufacturer booth like that. And Toyota took over that space for them, and it was like the most generic, boring, like
here's a stock Supra.
So legitimately, there was two Supras there that looked basically stock, except they had drag race tire and wheel setups on them, and apparently they run 9s, which okay, cool. There's a couple of cool concepts in the GR section with like the GR. There was a couple of GR Corollas and some other stuff, but like. And then just a bunch of overland stuff and just like agency marketing people walking around reading scripts to you if you ask them a question. It was like everything that SEMA is not supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be your people out there that get this, that are part of the industry, that are part of the culture. And it's like, there was a guy reading a script and he was like, because at Toyota, we understand that the SEMA show is about innovation and creativity and self-expression.
Oh my God.
And he's wearing like a blazer and a button down from Brooks Brothers. I'm like, who are you? Like, what? Like 14 people signed off on this script, right? Like, I don't.
Terrible.
Dude's never been in a performance car in his life. So confused as to why he's here and what people get out of this.
Let me tell you about the new Camry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my running joke was like, I'm going to ask him like what horsepower this makes, and he's going to tell me about the infotainment system, which was like an auto show thing from one of the episodes way back when. But
yeah,
it just like it it made me really sad because they're doing really cool stuff with the 86 and the Supra and like the TRD Pros and all that stuff. And this experience, this experience at this show that they've invested a ton of money in just didn't come across.
There should have been a bunch of Gazoo racing shit.
Yeah. So they had the GR86 Cup car, which is pretty cool. It's a one make series that they're running with SRO. It's a cool car. It's a full race prepped 86. I don't think I got a picture of it in there, but
we can't talk about it.
It has a sequential trans from a company that I recently heard of.
What, Simonos or PPG?
It might have been one of the other ones. I don't remember right off, but so yeah, I hadn't seen any pricing on the car. Apparently it's like, I saw on a GRM thread, it's like 130 grand. And then you go and pay SRO, God knows how much to run in their series. But
I was kind of blown away at how expensive the 400Z or the Z GT4 car costs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. GT4 cars are
fucking unreal.
Serious. Yeah.
That's serious race
money.
car.
It's like $250,000 for a Z.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably to run like roughly, like slightly faster than GLTC times.
Probably. Aliens.
But with factory support.
Yeah. So.
Of course, ASM is basically a factory.
Yeah, that's a factory team.
They're
now.
Basically an S2000 factory.
How many cars do you have to make for homologation?
They're there.
Pretty close. For sure.
So flipping through some of the others, one of the things I was excited was the new Z, and whenever I saw the first one, it was that yellow color. It was in the C1 booth, and I was just like, that looks like a 370 with a body kit on it.
Yeah, the back of it is very like the rear quarter panel is and rear window and stuff is very 370, isn't it?
Yeah, so apparently the roof panel is a direct carryover.
Shocker.
I read that in an article.
I'm sure there's a lot of suspension and shit under the car that's carried over too.
Yeah, there is, because I know Forsberg, like I think they carried everything over from his old FD car to the new one with like minor modifications, but so I think there was one blue one in the entire thing that I saw. All the rest of them were that yellow color that kind of drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's not a good color.
Isn't that supposed to be like a limited edition prototype color?
Yeah, I think it's the proto edition or whatever.
There's only supposed to be like 400 of them or something like that. And
that's all you see.
Like 350 of them were at SEMA?
15 of them were at SEMA, yeah. So there was a blue one with a wide body kit that apparently is the same kit that Forsberg has on his FD car that I think was on air that looked pretty dang good. But,
yeah.
All the yellow ones kind of blended together in my head.
Yeah. I get that.
Don't blame you.
So got to crawl all around the Ken Block's Huna Pegasus.
Oh, yeah, whatever that's called, the Porsche
Pikes
thing
Peak
that he's
car,
got now. Is that like the most insane thing you've ever seen in your life?
Just looking at, so there was two things that I couldn't stop looking at the aero details on.
Uh-huh.
It was that car.
Dusty
and
knows me.
And what?
Dusty knows me.
Oh. So yeah, so all of the flips and washouts and all of the things on that car are just insane to look at and like try to determine what they were doing, where are they trying to move the air,
right?
And the other thing was a Williams F1 car. So
I mean, they're basically the same thing.
Same idea.
I mean, similar. There's a
lot of
budget.
Like there's a lot of similarities in the philosophy of both cars. So it was pretty wild. So it's a bummer that car broke before they really got to do much with it on the mountain. I hope it gets a full.
That car is so crazy.
Yeah. So they had the full engine cover off the back of it, and then you can I was looking at all the details on the floor that comes out, and the splitter around the wheels and stuff has all these little flips and washes and just all these different things.
It's so cool. Rob.
It's incredibly cool. There was a ton of CFD devoted to that car, and you can tell it.
It's so cool. The way that the front drive shaft gets up there is, I think it was the front drive. There's some packaging detail in this car that's just like, that's insane. The whole car is,
yeah, everything about it's insane.
So cool.
I love any car that there's nothing significant outside of the wheels, and like I think a little bit of the transaxle sticks out past the rear wheels, and then there's like nothing significant in the front but aero work, and it just like if you take all the body work off of that car, it's just a cab, and then everything is like inside of the wheels, and that's cool to me. So,
yeah, that's a formula car with a body draped over the top of it.
Yes, exactly.
So good.
Yeah, I hope they make it up to.
Yeah, that'll be cool when that car finally goes back and does things.
Yeah,
so
yeah. But I hope it gets a full effort with testing and everything next year. I was worried whenever I saw how they were how the car came together right at the last minute. I was like, I don't know how well that's going to work out yet.
Yeah, even with that budget, that just can't end well.
Yeah. I mean, they were specifically saying like, you know, BBI has done this a lot of times. I was like, yeah, that's a little bit different than a fully scratch built, you know, tube frame crazy car
thing. Yeah. So
and then, so I took off. I stuck around on Friday for a little bit to help with teardown, and then I took off to go meet my parents for a thing. I got to roam through the parade coming out, going to SEMA Ignited, and saw BJ Baldwin rip like 5 donuts in a trophy truck in the middle of Paradise, right in front of the convention center.
Classic.
And then get reprimanded by Las Vegas PD, written multiple tickets, and held for like 5 hours apparently on the side of the street.
Geez. So. Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
And then so also that what made me think of that is a picture of the 6 seconds Tom Bailey's Camaro from Drag Week.
The Drag Week car.
So like 5 cars in front of BJ's trophy truck is Tom and somebody else cruising in this 4,500 horsepower 5-second car, and it's just sitting there going, and it's just like the calmest idle in the world.
It's
you can
not
just tell
loud. It's not. It's just a car.
Yeah, it's just a car. It's just a Pro Mod. It's got power windows, but
and air conditioning.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's got air conditioning, but
I think it does.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know.
Like, it's just sitting there, just cruising, and like, okay, that car runs like 260 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah. First car to make a 5-second pass at Drag Week.
That's insane.
Street legal. Insanity.
Street legal.
Street legal. Yeah, I mean,
in Iowa, that's probably.
That's fair.
I mean,
he got it inspected in Michigan, so.
Yeah, they have actual inspection rules there and stuff. Like, that car is for sure safer than at least 10 cars I passed on the road today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I was working in the Drake neighborhood. I heard some real rough wheel bearings. When I can hear that a wheel bearing is bad as it drives by me on the road, a 6-second Capable's Pro Mod car, remarkably safer.
Yeah. Now, there's a Miata on the interstate. I was coming back because I had to drop something off, and I'm going to my exit, and all of a sudden I see this car go from all the way to the left lane across to the exit lane, just like immediately cuts across in front of 2 other cars, and then gets right behind me. And it's like this clapped out on the ground Miata, and it's
classic.
And I'm like, man, I can hear that piece of shit. And then he comes and passes me once we get past the exit, and like no plates, nothing, just whatever. It was like some people
just living his best life, man.
I guess I had his top down today.
Good for him.
Yep.
I admire people that can do that. If I tried to do that, I would end up in jail.
Yeah, I don't know.
Guaranteed.
Like, I don't understand. Like, you'll see people who flat out don't have license plates.
Yeah.
But like, not only do they not have license plates, but they have fake license plates.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see one. There was a guy running around here in town for the longest time that was clearly a contractor for something. I don't know what he was here in town for, construction related. But he had like a Second Amendment guns vanity license plate on the back of his truck.
But no real plates. Huh. I'm sure he never gets pulled over either. But if you and I tried to do it, we'd have our car taken away by Friday. I wouldn't make it
from here to my house without getting pulled over.
Guaranteed.
I would be at the end of the street. Woo!
Yeah, ridiculous.
Well, that's like anytime if I take the Z out and I'll go out on the blacktop here, I'll just like do a couple grips real quick to make sure things are working right.
That's when you see a cop.
I've seen a cop multiple times.
Yeah, that's when you'll see a sheriff.
I think the only thing that's been my saving grace is that I got the 1010s podcast logo license plate on the back of the car, and it kind of looks like a black and white Iowa license plate.
Jesus.
So they might have just like glanced like, oh, it's got a plate on it. Haven't been pulled over in the Z yet.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how I never got pulled over in the Omni either.
Pulled over in the 240 once.
Yeah.
Yep. No ticket, though.
He was questioning the harnesses, too, wasn't he?
Yep. Because I had the 4 points on. Back when I had 4 points. I had these 4 points on, and then he just wanted to make sure I had them on. He didn't. Doesn't give a shit what they are. Just long as I have something on.
Right.
I thought for sure I was getting a tint ticket, though.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah. Dumb. Cars are dumb.
Yep. That's why you should be selling RC cars like Dusty. Just going to SEMA, looking at other people's cars, selling RC cars left and right, just cashing big fat bonus checks for all the RC cars he's selling.
He's been pushing one on me.
You mean he's going to sell you one?
We got a couple new ones.
I want a Max really badly.
Just live your best life, Adam. Life is too short to go, man, I wish I would have bought the Max.
Katie was on board until I told her how much it cost. She was actually like totally on board with me buying another one so that Logan and I could drive them at the same time. And then I told her how much the one I wanted cost, and she was like, yeah, maybe we're not going to buy that. And like, I mean, if you really think that you telling me no is going to stop me, you're wrong.
It could be like twice as
Yeah,
it could be like twice as much. That's the budget option.
Yeah,
here.
the X-Max is the big boy.
You guys do a Black Friday sale?
Nah, I mean we have a sale going on right now. So
good, Adam. He's got a sale right now.
I don't have any money right now.
A firm does.
No, that's out of control.
A firm,
stupid.
PayPal credit. You can go 6 months without having to pay interest.
Control, stupid, Robbie. I'm not buying an RC car on credit. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm Mr. Won't even get a car payment. I'm not getting an RC car payment. Are you crazy?
PayPal has no interest if you pay within 6 months.
It's free money.
Yeah.
Says the marketing guy.
That gets paid based on commission.
It's rude.
No, I would sign up for a commission. I'm not on that plan, unfortunately. So.
See, that means he's selling you the right thing, not because he's getting a bonus for it.
Yeah, I know what I want. I know what I want. I want the big bad 4-wheel drive monster truck that I can jump off the roof of my house and do flips with.
I want that.
Coincidentally, the one he's talking about is the one that I brought to Grid Life last year.
And I rolled it like 15 times.
I remember that. And it didn't even break.
In like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it like picked up
30
speed
seconds of me driving, and I rolled it 15 times. Not like 15 individual rollovers across a period of time. No, I crashed it once and it rolled 15 times.
Rolled halfway across the parking lot.
Which, if anybody who's been to Heartland Park, it's a big place to roll across.
I can't believe it didn't hit something.
It's a good thing it was last year, not this year. I would have hit something.
Yep.
Yeah, it went literally the one direction it could have gone without hitting something.
I don't know how it, like Robbie said, it picked up speed as it was rolling. I don't understand.
So the bigger trucks are fun because you're like, I don't think that's going that fast. And then you do something and it like hangs a rut or something and it starts cartwheeling and it goes like 74 yards before it stops and you realize, oh yeah, that sucker was moving.
Like the first 2 or 3 cartwheels that it does, it's 40 feet in the air somehow. Like it's just insane. The big one is real dumb money though.
The joy that you have just talking about this already means,
dude, I want one so bad.
Live your best life, Adam. When you're 80, laying there going, oh God, think about how awesome my life was, and you'll think about that RC car.
I know, Rob.
These are the things I tell myself when I'm right.
You're not selling me on something I'm not already sold on, Robbie. I'm sold on it. I just need the disposable income to do it.
Do I really need those 2 ways? Yeah, I do. Live your best life, Robbie. Swipe that credit card.
Do it for me, Robbie.
I did already.
When you do those things and you're thinking about that, Think about doing it for me.
The content of the podcast.
Well, no, like just literally for me, because I don't get to.
That's fair. But I can't talk about things on the podcast if I don't do them. So
I put 2 ways
I've done so many more things that I probably wouldn't have had it not been for the podcast.
I've put 2 ways on the Omni, made one event, and then parked it.
I don't know when my next event will be.
Be the change that this podcast needs, Robbie.
The suspension are already sitting at Fortune, getting upgraded as we speak.
I know.
This guy sent me a link to these Pensies that were for sale.
What a jerk.
He's an asshole.
I was sending it to you so you would buy them, so I wouldn't.
Luckily, I responded with, "Yeah, I got my Fortunes. We're good. Don't need these." Yeah, I mean, I do, but I don't.
And if I spend that money on something on that car, it needs to be round and sit behind the wheels. So it doesn't need better shocks before it needs better brakes. So.
Nah, you need an LS in that thing.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it needs better brakes before it needs that too.
He's got the base model brakes.
It's
not even like the sport package.
It's fine.
2 pistons. It has 2 pistons.
That's one more piston than the brakes on my Omni.
Or the S2000s.
Yeah.
It also weighs 3,400 pounds with me in it somehow. So
I can't believe mine's that much lighter than yours.
Yeah, which I haven't done anything to take weight out of it, and I put roll bar in it. So
yeah, that'll do it.
That's how you get there. So
plus his air conditioning still in Texas.
I don't disagree with that, actually.
Yeah,
I think air conditioning in a race car is a brilliant idea.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, the most fun I've had in that car this year was like a month ago. I left night meet at our friend's detailing supply shop and chased a bunch of spoiled high schoolers and like a Lexus IS and like a Mustang at slightly over the speed limit down the highway.
5, maybe 10 over.
Yeah, Texas
maybe,
speeds.
Yeah,
because Texas does 5, maybe 10 over anywhere.
Yeah,
always.
5, maybe 10. Yeah. With the stereo cranked and the AC blowing with the windows down. So
you drove it to Super Lap?
Yeah, that too.
It's a great daily driver.
It's too good to cut it up. That's my thing. So
you have a car you can cut up.
I mean, it's already cut up.
Yeah, you need to cut it up and then uncut it
and make it wider
and lower.
Yeah,
and lighter.
Well, there's a truck to finish before that, and then that.
So. I've been seeing a lot of carbon fiber Camaro parts these days. I'm just saying, Dusty.
So
the time is now.
So we have a friend that runs Optima stuff that is sourcing carbon parts, and we just paid money to put a door skin back on a steel door.
That was dumb.
Yeah, it was.
That was dumb.
Yeah,
I need the new grid life rules to come out, and then
we all?
We'll start formulating
more
plans
weeks
for that. But
so we already got the WRL schedule and the rules. I don't know what Grid Life's doing.
PRI, baby.
It's a race. It's a race between Optima and Grid Life. Now Optima hasn't released theirs either, so
that's okay. You're going to WRL with us anyways.
Nobody cares about Optima anymore.
Yeah, you left already.
Optima's dead in 2 years tops. I heard it here first.
I want to go run a truck there. That's my last.
Well, then you better get building. You got 2 years, buddy.
No, truck's actually making progress. It's back in like mostly one piece, the cab and the bed are on it. So
I mean, that's like 4 bolts. It shouldn't take that long to put it back together.
Just 6 more bolts to put the engine in, and we're good.
Yeah.
No, engine's already in. Full drivetrain's in it.
So you're basically done.
Dude, those nitromethane dragsters that I watched years ago at Eddyville, they use hose clamps to hold the engines in. I mean,
what more do you need?
We go way too hard with engine mounting, really.
Yeah, grade 8. What a waste.
I mean, technically, there's 3 bolts holding the entire drivetrain in that truck. So,
see,
it's one too many. If you asked all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if they're not the same size,
or they point the wrong direction. God forbid.
Oh, don't even get me started on this freaking NPO1. So how else was SEMA?
Is that all we got? Should we do our challenge?
We have a challenge
that we dumped on Dusty in the like
last
moments
hour
leading up to the show.
So a couple of closing observations from SEMA. One, mini trucks are back. There was Mavericks everywhere.
Hell yes, dude! I couldn't be more excited about the Maverick return.
Yes. So Mavericks
Chevy
were
better
awesome.
step up. If Chevy doesn't make a new S10, I'm done.
Yep, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, all they have to do is cut the back off an Equinox and extend it a little bit, because that's all that. I mean, the Maverick is just an escape, is all it is.
Yeah. I support that. That would be great.
So yeah, there's a blue one with like full on 90s graphics on the side with
so
like
good.
polished 3-spoke wheels. There was a gray one that was also pretty freaking sweet.
That was all the
I don't remember if I
mismatched
got it in
paint.
there.
They messed the paint up on that one.
Yeah, that one, the paint match on
was
the
a different
topper on
color.
it was a little bit off, but
I just love it so much. I'm pretty excited about mini trucking returning.
I am too.
It's gonna be
Trucks
great.
are too big. There should be at least some little ones.
Yeah.
so too, the Battle of the Builders is always a big thing at SEMA. There was one Sean Bassett's shop, Attacking the Clock Racing, had their
The
GTR
Yeah.
in the finalists for that, so that was cool. I was excited to see like a legit time attack car in there.
You just passed it, Robbie.
Did I?
Yeah,
I
you
can't
just
keep up with
passed
all
it.
those pictures.
You just passed it. It's that one.
I got
There
you.
you go, Robbie.
So
They've been building some cool stuff lately. So they have that
car,
like carbon 240
Yep.
Z, I should say. They build all kinds of crazy stuff.
So yeah, he had the 240 and that GTR at Super Lab. I got to look at the GTR quite a bit, so it was cool. The car that won the Battle of the Builders, I was kind of annoyed with. It's a Ring Brothers like racing, like I think it started out as a 50s Chevy truck. You can see it in the background of the picture of the GTR, because I didn't even give it a second look, and it won.
Of course,
the car that
Ring Brothers build.
So if you skip one over from the GTR, there was a Porsche Baja build that was complete and total insanity from front to back, immaculate, just insanely cool build inside and out, top to bottom. It had like carbon fenders with like GT3 style vents on the top that were exposed carbon, just insanely cool front to back. And I think it won like off-road or like European or something, but it didn't win the overall, and I thought that was crap. So
What are you gonna do? I don't the Baja Porsche thing. I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, I mean the car's obviously never gonna get like taken and beaten in the Dakar or anything like that. But it was an incredibly awesome detailed build from front to back. So it kind of bummed me out.
Yeah.
And then the last thing was Rob Dom's RX-7 was there, and like all painted and the bodywork finished and everything on it. It was pretty cool. Because I saw it one of the first shows that I went to. It was sitting there, and I had no idea what it was or who he was. I just knew that it was like half of an RX-7, and it had the most ungodly looking rotary engine that I'd ever seen in my life. So
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to see it all together. With the bodywork on it. I guess he's like working on rebuilding the entire thing underneath the bodywork. But yeah,
What a wild car.
Absolutely insane.
The detail, the fabrication detail that's on that car. What an insane thing. So
yeah, his story of like calling suppliers and saying he was from Hoonigan to like figure out how they had done stuff on the Hoonicorn is still one of the funnier things I've ever heard about building a car. So
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
yeah.
yeah, he told him that whenever he was on this versus that, and Brian Scotto was like, "Oh, that's really funny. Don't do it again."
Whoa. Whoa. So, should we do our challenge? Should we do this?
Yeah. Adam, you want to open, or we've already opened it. I think
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you want to explain what we're doing here?
So I don't know why this has never dawned on us before, But we do all these different air quotes Craigslist challenges, which are now Facebook Marketplace or whatever.
Because Craigslist is dead.
Craigslist is very, very dead. But somehow it's never dawned on us to do winter beaters, which I chose an amount of money that probably you wouldn't think of when you hear the word beater.
Right.
But number one, the market be crazy.
But the year is 2022. So.
Right, there's that. And then number two, like, I don't feel like you should spend $500 on your winter car.
No, because it'll leave you stranded in the worst possible time.
Right.
When it's super cold and you are dying.
Right. And you want, like, the heater to work well.
Yep.
And you want it to not be drafty.
And you want it to make it over a little bit of snow and ice.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah. So
I had snow so bad last year one time that my Silverado and four-wheel drive high-centered.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not going to work today.
So then there's that. That's the other point of this is that Robbie and I, and definitely Dusty too, we all have very different needs that we need to accomplish with said winter beaters. I don't really see a need to be able to traverse deep snow and stuff like that because I live on paved roads and in town, and I travel mostly by the interstate.
Yep.
And frankly, if the interstate's impassable, I have no need to leave. I'm
Right.
just not going to go anywhere. Whereas where you live, it could be days before they really truly get you scooped out well.
It was that day they didn't get me scooped out until like late afternoon.
Right. And then Dusty barely even knows what snow looks like and thinks that his hands are going numb when it's 40 degrees outside.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
He's got some pretty awesome convertibles.
He just needs a car, basically.
Winter convertible beater. Yeah, God.
God, I hope he picked convertibles. That would be this Cadillac XLR. Anyway, we chose $8,000 because I don't think I said that.
You hadn't yet.
We said we chose. Robbie and I went with $8,000 because that just seems like an amount of money that's not too much, but not too little.
Yeah, because you said somewhere between 6 and 8, and we both were like, let's just do 8.
It just felt right. It felt like the right amount of money. And so I tried to make it so that Robbie doesn't know what my choices are this time because I have a bit going here and I think it's hilarious.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to do one of each and then work our way through, or are we doing?
I almost feel like we need to do. Well, I don't really care actually. It doesn't matter.
Well, if you have a bit, I don't know if
nope, it'll work fine.
Okay,
it can be split up. It's going to be real obvious, Robbie.
All right,
it's not a problem.
Okay,
so we can split them up. Why don't you just pick a person at random, and then.
Well, why don't you start? Let's do one for. You do one. I'll do one. Dusty will do one. And then we'll go.
Okay, so then
make a triangle.
That sounds wonderful. So. Option number 1 for me, Robbie.
Okay. Opening.
This 1994 Chevy Corvette coupe.
What, are we fucking moving? What are you doing here?
Huh?
You live in Iowa. This is
and Robbie, it's made out of fiberglass. It won't rust.
Is that your theme? Is that they don't rust?
It's the best winter beater. You put some snow tires on that boy. That bad boy. Winter beater, Robbie.
It still has a steel frame under it.
He won't even notice that it's completely rusted away until it just like cracks in half.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So this particular one, $6,000, reduced from $8,000. So he's ready to sell.
That looks
automatic.
146,000 miles, automatic transmission. It's green, which is a problem, but honestly, I don't care because it's my winter beater.
It's actually a nice green.
He has a bunch of terrible pictures of it. Runs and drives, message me for more details, $6,000, no trades. And then he says, I'll get better pictures later.
Did he?
I don't know.
Oh, dude, it has a digital readout in the middle of the dash. That's awesome. I bet it definitely works.
Oh, for sure. But it doesn't matter because it's my winter car. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So you're going to spend $6,000 on the car. And
I just think it would be
some snow tires.
I just think it'd be hilarious to like piss all the Corvette people off by driving my C4 Corvette to work every day. It's got the saw blades. When I'm done with it, apparently the steel frame cracks in half because whatever, fuck you. Then I'll just get the saw blades and I'll put them on the S10. That probably won't run anywhere or anytime soon either.
No, it'll run eventually.
Maybe.
Once you have the saw blades, you'll have motivation.
There you go. I like your thought process.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just think it'd be funny to do a Corvette.
I don't disagree with that, but
Robbie, like I said earlier,
this.
I don't need ground clearance.
But you might.
But I don't.
Until you get home and you realize that they pushed a big pile of snow right in front of your driveway. Now
then I'll scoop it.
With your car parked in the driveway.
No.
Or in the street while you do it.
Like I tell everybody at work, it's all about wheel speed, Robbie.
You're not wrong.
I didn't say how much wheel speed. Could be a little bit, could be a lot of it. But it's all about wheel speed. And snow tires.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need snow tires.
Yeah,
but still, like a rear-wheel drive Corvette's not going to be super great.
Robbie, it's fine.
It's not fine.
You're putting too much thought into this.
Yes, because I live in Iowa and I know how shitty it gets.
But it doesn't get that shitty anymore, number one.
Yes.
And number two, I drive on the interstates all the time.
Until you get caught here on a Wednesday night.
It's fine.
And there's snow on the ground.
It's fine, Robbie.
Like, you're like, oh man, it's kind of snowing. And we sit down and do a podcast because we do a normal length podcast, which is at least 2 hours. We're not a short show like Track Walking Podcast.
Right, absolutely.
And then I
like that track walking is now in the crosshairs instead of slipping. That's
well, they're apparently trying to start a war, and clearly neither one of them have listened to the back catalog because they don't know where that ends.
Ends with the podcast being not a podcast.
To say it ends with one podcast remaining victorious.
That ends with you eating fucking
shark jerky
and octopus tentacles.
I eat octopus. I'd eat that.
I'm not
shortly before your show ends. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. You're not wrong.
Rest in peace, radio podcast. Radical podcast.
Radical.
So.
Oh God.
I don't even know.
Can of worms they opened. I have a 10 tenths podcast sticker.
Ooh, that's rude. I have one of those too.
Yeah, we'll slap that right on the side of that Miata.
Put one on the Miata, one on the van. He'll never make it to another race again.
No joke. I looked the NPO one over for a 10 tenths podcast. I mean, the only thing that could
make sure there's not one on the underside of the body.
The only thing that could explain this entire season was that Johan at NOLA slapped a sticker on there somewhere and never told us.
Hilarious.
Did he put like oil or brake fluid in it at some point? Maybe it just seeped out of his hand into the fluid, and now there's just residual on there.
I don't know, man.
He was too close for sure.
Yep.
Once you've got it in your bloodstream.
We don't realize how dangerous of a thing we have just sitting on that shelf right there.
I don't know. My house hasn't burned down yet, honestly.
Maybe just the fact that I have it still would explain.
It would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Guess we'll just give it to Scott.
On a short podcast.
I'm going to put it on Seth's car while I'm at Super Lap this year.
I'm not doing
His
that.
daily driver. Just right on the back.
Not making it home.
Sorry, Seth.
So you bought a Corvette.
Yeah.
Option 1.
I think it's a great idea.
All right. Well,
so $6,000 automatic. That's the only real problem with it. Automatic. So, but it is what it is. What do you got for me, Robbie?
All right. My first option.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Did you send these to him?
No, I didn't send it. I didn't send it.
I'm in the dark here.
Bitch.
All right. So the first one
of a bitch. That is god awful. Is what that is. Oh my god.
It is a 1996 Suzuki X90 Sport Utility.
Ooh.
No, because clearly this is right up my alley, but everything about it beyond what it is a problem. Okay, it has turbines on it. You know what I'm talking about? The wheels,
like turbines,
yeah,
like the General Lee.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's got a brodozer bumper with giant Clevis tow hooks on the
and
front.
A winch. And a winch.
And a winch.
On an X90, that's an interesting choice.
The bumpers weigh as much as the rest of the vehicle.
Yeah, how do the back tires touch the ground?
It's lifted.
Well, it's got a front and rear brodozer.
Oh, okay.
Bumpers. They thought about weight distribution.
Do those have a removable roof, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so the doors are the thing that's holding the whole thing together.
Off.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. It's slowly getting taller in the middle as the weight of the bumpers pulls themselves towards the ground.
It's increased ground clearance for the snow. It's fine.
Exactly.
You think this frame on my C4 is going to rust in half?
I do. I never said this one wasn't.
Jesus.
He only wants $5,000 for this. It has 155,000 miles. This, however, has a manual transmission, unlike your Corvette.
Yeah, whatever.
The engine, transmission, and drivetrain are all rebuilt, which means they're basically brand new.
Yeah, probably.
The winch on the front, heavy custom bumpers.
Now, are we talking rebuilt like the Mini was rebuilt and ready to go?
No, rebuilt like the 350Z was rebuilt.
Oh, okay.
He's got tires are like new. Says call him.
Yeah, call me with any
Two
questions.
Pictures, though. That's the problem.
2 pictures.
I have no idea. I don't know if it has an engine. It says it does, but I can't prove it.
You're going to get better gas mileage than I will with my Corvette.
Yeah, 22 miles to the gallon, 26 on the highway, apparently.
The Corvette has the optimum spark.
I feel like okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure that's been lifted.
Yeah, it has for sure.
That's I don't think that's stock height.
Well, we got those custom bumpers, you got to be able to lift it up a little bit, man.
You got a lot of approach angle, so you can get right up on top of those snowbanks.
Yeah, when I'm bombing through snowbanks to get to work, because I'm a dedicated employee and I get up at 4:30, and it's definitely before the snow gets taken away. I got to just be able to run through that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So this Suzuki X90 will let me do that. Plus, if I get stuck, I have a winch on both sides, front and rear.
There's a rear winch too.
That's how I read it. Winch on front, heavy custom bumpers, front and rear. Oh no, that's just bad. That's just bad typing.
Winch on front,
heavy
custom bumpers, front and rear.
I got a winch. That's all that matters. I can do so much off-roading things with this.
We can check that off of Michael's bucket list for him.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Someone's got to do it. He can't.
Yeah, I will.
So.
Plus it's got bitchin' hood pins, man. That hood's not going anywhere.
That's true. You're not wrong.
Your fiberglass doesn't have any hood pins. It's just going to fly in the air.
Doesn't need hood pins. It's factory. It's all original. Just
rusted away.
Minty fresh.
Nope.
No, fiberglass doesn't rust, Robbie.
Yes, but all the metal does.
Shh. It's all fiberglass.
All right, Dusty, we're going with your option one here?
I'm interested in this. He says he's got a bit too, so we'll see what his is.
I don't have a bit.
Yeah, there's a bit for sure.
I'm interested to see what sort of terribleness he came up with. Because Jesus Christ. Winter cost.
I typed in a term and a dollar amount for maximum, and I found a 1994 Jaguar XJS 2+2 convertible.
Hell yeah!
Of course, it's a convertible.
Why wouldn't it be a convertible?
So this thing is mint. It only has 87,000 miles on it.
Oh my gosh.
It does look to be in excellent condition.
87,000 miles seems like a lot of miles for a Jag of that era.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah. So it even says in the listing that it is a rare beauty and has an emoji with a smile with the heart eyes on it. So there's only pictures of the exterior, but it looks to be fairly clean overall. But yeah, it is for sure like financial ruin just waiting to happen.
I support all of this because you don't have to worry about being stranded in the cold. So, I mean, yeah, I support this. I'm about this life.
I mean, it's going to be like 50 here next week. So this is kind of taking your life into your own hands, but
50. Woo.
50. Yeah.
It's 50 outside right now.
We're going to wake up. I think tomorrow, Friday morning, we're waking up. It's going to be maybe almost single digits.
Yeah. So today was a high in the almost 70s, I think.
It was comfortable. Yeah.
Tomorrow, a high of 70, but it's supposed to rain. Friday, a high of 34.
Our hands will be freezing. Numb hands.
No, I still won't wear gloves. That's not cold enough to wear gloves. It's got to be below 20 before.
I'll probably wear a hat on the way to work.
No, I won't do that either. I won't even wear a coat on Friday. I will put on my long johns, though.
What? Yeah, but you won't put on a coat?
Oh, you always got to wear the long underwear, Robbie. If your legs get cold, your feet get cold, you'll never warm up.
I just go to my office.
I don't. My office is sitting in your driveway right now.
That's fair.
I'm taking notes on all these winter survival tips that you guys have.
Well, when you move here, so we can do this
for when we meet you in Indy this year.
No, when you move here, so we can do this podcast, so I can sit there on the end here, and you can sit where I'm sitting now,
Yeah,
Then we can do this podcast. Yeah.
And then we can go to VIR together and watch Robbie go round and round in circles.
Yeah, one team.
Okay, yeah, you guys just let me know when that plan kicks into shape.
Like right now.
Yeah, I think
if there was ever a time to move to Iowa,
we'll start looking for a house for
November.
It's November.
Definitely not February or January.
It's good to come in and just shock it. Just shock it. It only gets better from here.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So yeah, this Jag does have the critical fault of having it automatic also, so it's up there with Adam's Corvette.
That's all right. It's a convertible 2+2. I'll allow it.
I mean, this thing really just needs a set of JDM wheels and some airbags, like, honestly.
And you can afford to do that with the price that you bought it at.
Yeah, $1,500. So then I spend another $1,000 on the maintenance that it'll need by the time I get it home.
Yeah, that's fair.
From the 27 miles away from me that it is, and then we go from there.
Oh man, that's amazing.
It's a Jag.
At least he's off to a good start so far.
Yeah, he's really set the tone.
Yeah. Texas winter beaters convertible. Good. Robbie, should you do my second one?
Yes, please.
Okay. My second one, like I said, there's a theme here. My second one is a 1985 Chevy Corvette.
Oh, I like this one better than the last one.
Unbelievable.
So this one's red, which is good. This one is a manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. $7,500.
That's good.
100,000 miles. Very good condition. 1985 Chevy Corvette. Paint is kind of rough in some areas because of 80s GM clear coat.
Yeah, that's
Besides that, the vehicle is flawless. Oil change done yesterday, which means I don't have to do it again until like May.
Yeah. As soon as the season's over.
Yeah.
That thing has a 4-speed in it.
Yeah. Previous
That's
owner
amazing.
replaced tons of parts. Interior is in pristine condition, which it really is. It's in really nice shape.
Like even the trunk area is not.
I would almost feel bad driving this in the winter.
Almost.
Also has an aftermarket radio and speakers that work amazing. Garage kept for 2 years.
That's nice.
What about the
after
other
it sat outside
37 years?
I was going to say it was built in 85, but whatever. Only 100,000 miles, 7,500 OBO. So,
yeah. So you're getting a set of used studded tires.
Yeah.
All right. Go to what's that website now? It used to be bestusedtires.com. I think it's Tire Mart now. You can get used tires.
So, yeah, this one is definitely the better of the two options thus far. $7,500. So it's a little bit more. No, it's a little bit less. The last one was $6. So it's a little bit more. But I feel like the manual will be worth it.
Yeah, for when you're like
for when I'm doing
stuck in the snow
donuts
and you're clutching it trying
Robbie,
to get
I'm not going to get stuck in the snow. There's not that much snow in Iowa anymore.
Adam,
Robbie,
there's so much snow
in the country. We
are coming off of a drought.
Yeah,
which means it's going to hit this winter and we're going to have like 1 billion feet of snow.
Don't fucking talk to me like that, Robbie.
It's going to be the worst snow we ever had.
Why would you do that to me, Robbie?
Because you were telling me we're not going to have any. You did this.
We just get way less than we used to.
No, we get way more.
No, we totally get way less than we used to.
It comes in like big chunks now.
We get way less and it starts way later.
Yeah, which means it sticks around way later too. So when I try to go racing in St. Louis in April, it fucking snows.
Well, that's true. But 1985 Chevy Corvette. This one's a hard top.
That's nice.
So no T-tops, which is really disappointing. But I'm not going to need those anyway. And honestly, they just leak the water on me as I drive down the road.
You don't want it in the
I
winter.
don't want that. I don't want that in the winter. No. It's probably better that I have a hard top. So this one does not have the correct saw blades on it, though.
No, it has just junky ones.
Yeah.
Because it's an 85.
So that's, yeah, I know. So that's a mark against it.
So you know the story about the 83 Corvette, right?
No, tell me.
So they only built 2 of them, and they were so bad that they destroyed one and they cut the other one in half and hung it on the wall in the factory.
Really?
Is that true?
And this car is only 2 years removed from that.
Is that true? Is it really only two?
I've heard that. Corvettes? I've heard that story before. I don't know how true it is, but I know that there was no 83 Corvette.
We've never let facts get in the way of a good story here on 10
Exactly. Especially when it comes to annoying Corvette people. So.
That's fair.
I feel it's a hard fact.
But and then also my other observation about this car is if you can buy a car that was made in 1985 that has a tan interior and the tan interior is not green, it's probably still in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man.
It has minimal stains.
That's a nice vehicle.
It would be.
To get me to and from work every day in the snow.
Uh-huh.
Robbie, I promise you it won't be a problem.
The front of it's basically a snowplow.
You and I don't live in the same
You are here
system.
right now.
I know, but I'm not here in my personal. My personal moves twice a year.
See, that's not fair.
No, I'll just cancel that week, Robbie. We'll do it remotely. It's fine.
Winter beaters, when you have a company car, is a different challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not wrong. I should probably get my personal out of the drive before it snows.
Yeah, exactly, because that's just rude. All right, we'll go to mine.
So, I don't know why you guys are haters. I think the winter Corvette is the best idea. That is dope, Robin.
All right, so this is a 2005 Chevy Silverado 1500 LS pickup. It is a 2-door with a 6.5-foot bed.
Bobby, it's been lowered.
It's been lowered.
You can't drive that. It's stuck in the snow.
It's got 4-wheel drive. It's fine.
No.
It's fine. It's fine, Adam. It's got.
Does it?
Yes. But
usually lowered trucks are 2-wheel drive.
It's got
lowered 4-wheel drive.
Oh, it does say it's a
4x4,
5.3 4x4 right there in the description. It's
got 155,000 or 152,000 miles. Automatic transmission, obviously.
Yeah.
Needs a tranny though. But
yeah, it's got a 4L60 in it.
Exactly.
Of course, it needs a transmission.
So it's in pretty good shape. The paint looks like shit. It's pretty faded. Depending on what
it depends on which picture you.
This picture is all polished and nice, but this picture looks like shit.
That looks like it's dewy, like an early morning.
Yeah,
picture.
but look how it mismatched the hood. The hood's red, the car's burgundy, and then you look at this picture, the car's clearly shiny burgundy, and then the red and the grill. The grill's different.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of mismatched colors here.
Some weird stuff going on.
The bumper's black. The bed hasn't been done anything to it's been primed. So it's been painted, except the hood hasn't been painted. So clearly,
why does it look like a Colorado?
It does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
Because a regular Cab S or a Silverado from that era is the same size as a Colorado.
I like it, but so I need a tranny.
It's lowered, Robbie. You can't drive that in the winter.
$5,500,
Robbie.
$5,500, and then I can get this 2005 Silverado transmission from CarPartPlanet.com. It's
guaranteed to arrive.
It's $1,250 and a 1-year warranty.
Oh, up to, Robbie, up to 12.
No. It says 12 months.
It
right
says
there.
up to.
It's got free shipping and a 12-month warranty.
Drive it in snow.
It's fine. So I put the transmission in there, and then I buy this bed liner kit, and way below my $8,000 budget, I have this sweet Silverado. Plus, I probably need to do something with the hood because it doesn't.
You're gonna need some snow tires too, Robbie.
Yeah, I'm at $5,500.
Best case scenario, you're gonna need snow tires.
It will have snow tires.
Jess is gonna have to come save you in the Edge
because that has snow
you're
tires.
Stuck.
No,
because it probably has more ground clearance than your lowered Silverado.
It's fine. It's still got more ground clearance than your Corvettes.
Yeah, but I don't need the ground clearance, Robbie.
Yes,
I drive on the interstate.
But you also don't drive them ever because you drive your company car. I know. It's ridiculous. Just gonna go sit at your company's parking lot while you
look great.
Why is that Corvette?
C4 Corvette sitting there in a 8-foot snowbank.
But it's got snow tires, so it can make it. All right, Dusty. Item 2.
I don't know why you're hating so much, Robbie.
I don't know why you're hating on this pickup.
I'm not. No, you're getting this all twisted. I think the pickup is a great idea, but I can't allow you to think it's a great idea because you're the one who's hating on my low car.
No, I'm hating on your rear-wheel drive sports car.
all the Corvette owners who listen to this appreciate you considering it a sports car.
What would you call it?
I don't know. It's a sports car. They need the validation, Robbie.
It wasn't like me saying, "Oh, the Miata is a sports car."
Let's not get carried away.
The Corvette is America's sports car. That's
Exactly.
I got to figure out what my custom plate's going to be, though. I don't know what I would do. I have to have a custom plate, though.
Yeah,
It's a Corvette.
exactly.
Every Corvette has a
Corvette, Camaro, Mustang, they all have to have custom plates.
At least I didn't choose Mustangs.
I appreciate that. Yeah, yes.
So far.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a Corvette loud.
Not that loud.
Yeah, it's not going to be as
Not
loud
that
as a
loud, but you can make it
Mustang.
loud.
It's not going to be as loud as a Mustang. What did he hit us with for the second?
Car number 2.
Car number 2. Please be a convertible.
Hey, this is a lifted Jeep.
I mean, that's not a Jeep.
Oh, it's a Suzuki.
It's a Suzuki.
It's a Suzuki. It's your X90, but just with another set of seats in the back, basically.
Was it a
Not
Samurai?
nearly as round and terrible looking, but also not as cool at the same time. Oh, look at that.
I like the Confederate flag. That really fits right in Texas.
Yeah, it'll be great in Texas.
I totally missed that.
Yeah, because everything down there has that.
He just didn't even register in his mind as something that would be straight. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a
I'm
car.
surprised it doesn't have a
Where's-
giant
there it
Texas
is, right on the
sticker
rear bumper.
there,
I
like on the hood or
see
something.
Yeah, I just assume
Okay.
every car that's lifted in Texas has a Confederate flag hanging off the back. I'm sorry.
No, we're more of the American flag that's black with a blue stripe on it. That's
Oh yeah, we see a lot
the
of
Confederate
those.
flag is a little further east of us. So.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I will give you that. But luckily you have this one in your driveway now.
I would be like, you know what? I will just leave this with you. It seems like it's got a personal
attachment.
attachment. There you go. Yeah.
So I have a question, a slightly personal question for you, Dusty.
Okay.
Which one of these two thus far is more likely to get you divorced?
Well, how much did this one cost?
This one's $5,500. Like we got room in the budget to do all kinds of dumb stuff. with it.
So like I realized
the Jag for sure is
but like this I feel like this portrays a certain stereotype that Jen will be less on board with.
Yep.
But financially, it's a better move.
I think she would be on like if he came home with the Jag, she'd be like
At first, she'd be into it.
And that first breakdown, she realizes how fucked they are.
And the third time she was having to pick me up somewhere. Within the first week.
Yeah, it turns out the convertible's not that fun anymore.
Good thing it's not that cold out, or you would have froze to death by now.
You got a Mini Cooper lined up here too. That'll work out.
There was a Mini Cooper S on my search, and I started to do it, but I didn't want to like dig personally.
Twist the knife. Fuck it.
I listened to last week's show. I didn't want to drive the knife in further.
Was I a little whiny last week? A little ranty?
Oh man.
Yeah, I was.
No, so as I told you, whenever you list your automotive misfortune for a calendar year and you don't mention the part where your race car caught on fire with you in it, that's been a hell of a year.
That is really funny because we got done recording and I went upstairs and I was like, I listed off everything that went wrong this year when automotive related. And it didn't even occur to me that I almost burned to death inside the N201. Just like that, like the fact that we finished the race at High Plains completely blocked out the rest of that weekend in my mind.
Yeah.
But I remembered everything else.
Yeah, as you were going down the list, I was like, and High Plains? Oh, nope. And High Plains? Nope. Oh, okay. We're not even going to talk about that. Cool.
Completely spaced it.
Wow.
It's been a year. So back to your Confederate Jeep.
So, let's see. The listing says it only has 60,000 miles, which I find hard to believe. I'm guessing maybe the odometer's broken, but
Or it's rolled.
I mean, yeah,
it's got 160,000 miles.
yeah. I could. Buy
Is that a
too.
carburetor?
Yeah, it appears to be a carburetor.
Oh, that's.
Or at least it's a sweet like K&N air filter on top of whatever fuel injection it has on it.
That's got to be like a 2-barrel Holly, right?
It's something like that. It also kind of looks like it might have like a
header.
No, that's just rust.
Yeah, it's just rusted. Now that I opened the image bigger, I thought at first it looked like maybe one of those headers that was made out of like plumbing supplies.
Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. That would track. I don't know, man. I think I'm more on the Jag so far.
Yeah, I mean the Jag plus a set of TEs and some eBay coilovers. Like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. And then figure out how to get rid of those like really 70s looking bumpers. But
I really like how you went straight to like hot boy shit and didn't even address any sort of like mechanical issues that you're about to. Experience.
That's not what
we have $8,000. We're gonna spend $8,000.
You're gonna need more than that for the TEs.
A grand on the wheels. We're getting knockoff TEs. We're not buying real ones here. Come on now.
Wouldn't want them to get ruined in the winter, Robbie.
Exactly. You know what salt does to a TE?
No, Dusty doesn't.
Yeah, so like 600 on the wheels, and then another 300 on the all season Nankang tires for it, and then
the Mucho Machos.
All seasons.
Mucho Machos.
Technically, I have all seasons on the Z. I'm ready for winter. So
he just needs a tire that has a good rain tread,
which is not the Cooper RS3Rs,
right?
Or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, terrible in the rain.
You're not supposed to take those out below 40. So there's like 2 or 3 days a year where he'd have to find a different way to get to work. Anyway.
Well, the whole city just shuts down anyways. We'd just be at home anyways.
Someone's got to stay home with the kid who can't go to school that day, right?
Be careful for the rolling blackouts.
So as I was putting these together, I was like, if it snows, I'm not going anywhere. So I don't really like. I mean, so
it snowed in Oklahoma City. We got to stay home today.
Yeah, there's a quarter-inch of snow on the ground. I'll be home. I mean, the Samurai would be a pretty fun, just all-around beater of a car. So
it would be.
Yeah,
it would be annoyingly fun. And probably never break down on you.
Yeah, that's the thing. The mileage doesn't matter.
Once you get the carburetor tuned in a little bit, because you know it's going to need it.
No, your dad said you just throw that shit on there and it's cool. It's fine.
That only works on drag cars, though. That only works on drag cars.
It's fine.
I have it on good authority. You can just take any carburetor and throw it on there, and it'll be fine. So
yeah.
Well, that car's broken right now, so.
But not because of the carburetor.
But not because of the carburetor. I don't think we talked about it on the show, but the last race of the year this year, the transmission let go.
What's that like?
So he's got the trans out. It's going to cost him like $12 to fix it.
I know, that's the thing.
It's because it's a power glide, so it's fine.
His will be fixed. It'll be cheap.
Yeah, he literally takes it down to Jim Bob down the street, who's been rebuilding transmissions for 40 fucking years.
Yep.
And that guy just fixes it with some spare parts and some bubble gum and gives it back to him.
Some chicken wires.
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, and it's a power glide, so you throw it up on the bench and you use a 9/16 and a pair of needle nose, and you have the whole thing apart in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. God, I haven't even cracked the case on the 350Z transmission yet.
He was complaining because that transmission comes out through the passenger side door.
Yep.
Because you just take the trans tunnel off and just take the transmission out. And he was complaining because it was a little hard to reach in there with the cherry picker and get it out. But other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Wait, you need a cherry picker for a trans?
He's 62 years old, Robbie.
I suppose if I'd do the same things. I wouldn't call anyone to help.
Well, no, he was doing it by himself because his asshole son lives 3 hours away and won't ever come to help him.
Yeah, I get that. So I understand now.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call anybody.
What a jerk of a son. Jeez.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. That goes without saying.
So, because the car's too low that he could leave it on the ground and get the cherry picker in there because the cherry picker won't go underneath the car.
Yep.
So he had to put it on the lift, but it was hard to find that right height where it would work. So,
yeah, been there.
First world problems. Dusty's looking with intense fascination once again. Oh, there
I'm not frozen this time.
Oh, okay. All right.
He was actually just looking with it.
I'm waiting to hear what the next one is.
So I guess it's my turn again, isn't it?
Yep. Lucky number 3.
Yeah. All right.
I have an idea of what it is going to be.
Yeah. Is it? It's a 1987 Chevy Corvette.
Creep.
This one has the wrong wheels on it too, though.
I know. $7,250.
Okay, so we're dangerously close to your limit again.
Yeah, a little close. I've owned this car for 15 years.
How many miles?
85,000 miles. He actually had a picture of the odometer, which I don't think I saved.
You didn't send it to me.
Because I didn't care. Because it doesn't matter how many miles are on it. It's a Corvette. It's good to go.
That's fair.
The good. This is a survivor car with original paint and interior. I'm going to ruin that, Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
Original wheels, very good tires. This one has the Doug Nash 4+3 overdrive.
Oh, snap. I was just reading about that.
Yeah. So it's got that weird, like 4-speed manual plus 3-speed automatic thing going on that Michael was so obsessed with. And I still don't really understand how it works. But I'll find out this winter.
Yeah, until it doesn't work.
I have an internet wormhole to fall down now.
Yeah, right. I love GM's fascination with weird transmissions back in the 70s and 80s. Like, I don't remember what car it came in, but you could get a Doug Nash that had, I think they call it like lightning rods or something like that. And it has like levers for each gear, like a Lenco, but it was a factory option.
So Roadster Shop built a Grand National that was at SEMA, and it had a set of those in it. So it's like this full modern LS, like everything on it's been touched in some way that you like can't quite put your finger on what it is, and then you look in there and it's got 4 levers sticking up in the console. Like, yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah. So this guy, he says the clutch is good, the dash is bright, it runs and drives well.
I believe that.
The bad. The radio is not original and does not work, which I can fix. That's not a problem.
That's kind of your thing.
The anti-lock brake is on, which I might want to fix. I might need the anti-lock brakes to stop in the snow.
Yeah.
That I might need to fix. Checks out to be a sensor, so no big deal.
That's easy.
Throttle body needs cleaned, which I assume is not a thing I actually care about doing.
Probably not.
And then the air conditioner needs refilled, which is not an issue because it's my winter beater.
Yeah, you won't even need it.
Yeah, I don't even need that. So $7,250 though. It's a little too much money. I'd rather have the red one.
Yep.
7,250 is like original numbers matching radio money. I think we're more at like a 6,500 here to start out with.
He's not wrong, especially since I have to work on the radio. Like I have to fix the radio, whereas the other one had an aftermarket radio that already worked.
Yep. Yeah, the red car was the way to go.
Yeah, I think the red car is the way to go. This one, once again, does not have the saw blades that I need. They're sort of saw blades, but they're not quite the ones I'm looking for.
I think those are called salad shooters. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
They're all terrible.
They cut things just in a different way.
Yeah.
Robbie, those are not terrible.
They're all terrible.
GM in the 80s had it figured out with crazy transmissions and bitchin' good wheels.
No.
Absolutely.
No. Those wheels are terrible.
Are those directional per side, or are they just all the same direction?
I don't have the slightest clue.
Aw.
He only sent me one picture of the
That's because
the wheels.
those were all the pictures that this guy gave me.
That's all you need.
And I didn't crop any of it. That is the picture he gave me.
So he had you come out and take pictures.
So you could tell that these were all taken, all the pictures of these cars were taken by old people. Which, I mean,
C4 Corvettes.
Right,
Weird.
they're C4 Corvettes.
I'm shocked.
So there's a Boxster in the background of this one, which is interesting. That's probably his wife's car. So this one is a T-top car, so that might be a little issue.
Yeah.
If it leaks. See, that's why the red one is just the better.
When it
the
leaks.
red one is the better option.
Yep. That's an no-brainer.
There's going to be a lot of rusty fiberglass in the bottom of that car.
I've got a bad history with T-top cars.
Which car did you have that was a T-top?
So my dad had like an 80, I want to say it was like an 84 Firebird that we called the Turd Bird.
Okay.
There was not a single panel on it that was the same color.
Okay.
It was real bad. It had what was that, like a 305 that they put in those?
Ooh, yeah.
That made like 74 horsepower when it was new.
But it made like 174 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, probably. And I was cruising with it one day for Sheldon Cruise Night because
that's what we did.
Even though it was a giant pile of shit, I still thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And one of the T-tops I didn't get incorrectly latched in there and it flew off. Ooh. And I saw it go woof into the back in the rearview mirror. Somehow I managed to be in a place where there wasn't cars stacked up against my bumper, which is rare on Sheldon Cruise Night.
Yep.
And it hit the ground and just exploded into like a trillion tiny little glass shards.
Oh boy.
And I just kept driving.
Yeah,
because what are you going to do?
Get a broom?
Yeah. I'm not gonna. And so, yeah, we had to find another T-top, and that was a whole deal.
Yikes.
So.
All right, so Adam settled on his
I'm buying the
red one.
Yeah, the red Corvette.
All right, so here's mine.
What's the worst that can happen, Robbie?
You'll find out.
It'll be fun.
As you try to drive this Corvette in the winter.
I'm going to be doing donuts.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to be
the whole time. Every time you try to go forward,
bro,
you'll
I got
be doing
snow
donuts.
tires.
It's not going to work, bro.
You don't need four-wheel drive, Robbie.
You don't need it.
The average human being does not need four-wheel drive.
Yep.
I am painfully average in this given scenario.
That's fair. Adam, painfully average.
I've heard that from a driving expert in one of our Facebook group messages. So.
All right, here's my winner right here. Oh, hold on. Wrong group.
Come on, Robbie. Oh, yes. Yes, Robbie. Yes.
This 2001 Isuzu Via-Cross base.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to throw that in my face, huh?
It has 192,000 miles, but it doesn't matter because it's an Isuzu.
It's the right color.
It is yellow with the well, it's two-tone because it's a yellow top with the black plastic bottom.
They're all two-tone, Robbie.
That's fair. It's a good deal, that says on this cars.com website.
Probably is.
It has four-wheel drive, 4-speed automatic transmission, 3.5-liter V6, and 1 million miles. That's not a big deal.
It's right at that magic number, though, Robbie.
Yeah,
$79.95.
Yep. So I spend all of my
$5 for gas.
Yep. I get to drive it home.
Perfect.
But it is in shockingly good shape.
I think that most of these are well cared for. Nobody owns one of these by accident.
I realized how hard these were to find. But what's really funny is how many are in Des Moines for sale right now that need work.
Oh, Robbie.
The one I sent to him for $5,000.
Yeah, we almost had him buying.
There's another one that's been for sale. I don't know if it's a real ad, though, because it's got like 2 shitty pictures, and he wants $1,200 for it. That's the one, man, that Dusty needs.
Dusty's seriously considering a $1,200 Via-Cross.
I would hang on to it for you.
Your wife couldn't even be that mad about it.
Want to bet?
For the price of an RC car, you could have a real car.
And this was like this one's in great shape. There's like even under the hood looks good.
That is a really nice vehicle.
Yeah.
Does it not have carpet in the hatch area?
No, it was like painted yellow.
That just looks like floor pan.
Yeah,
That's
there's no carpet on the like.
I wonder if that's the way it's supposed to be.
Well, they painted it like the actual paint. Like usually it's just like shitty in there, you know?
Yeah.
So it matches the outside, so it's.
I guess.
And it looks like there's like tie downs. I don't know. It's not a very good picture, but I think there's things you can tie things down with.
Those are so cool, though.
It's a unique.
I've never gotten close to one. I would like to sit in one and look at the weirdness that it has to have.
I searched long and hard for a 2-door RAV4. Couldn't find it.
Damn it.
Found a Via-Cross. Actually, I found 3 of them in the $8,000 price range.
A 2-door RAV4.
Cars.com has 3 Via-Crosses for sale right now in the $8,000 range, Dusty.
So I just searched Marketplace out of curiosity and found one down toward Houston that is like, it's got a lift and like a like bull bar bumper and a high lift jack on the back. It's pretty freaking sweet. It's $10,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of
and
money.
It looks real rough. But
just
this one's $8,000 and doesn't. Yeah, this one doesn't look bad. Plus, it's coming from a dealer, so you know it's good.
That means they'll finance.
Exactly.
You can get it at 9% for 72 months.
0% down.
Yeah, you can't afford not to.
Actually, I don't think cars are at 9% yet.
Here's another one that's local to me for $6,900, but it's missing like the front corner of the cladding, and I can't imagine that's easy to find.
No, I would imagine that any body panel replacement part on
not an
this
option.
is not simple. These are one of those that you probably have to like own two of to do that sort of thing.
Yeah. So random useless trivia about these things. I remember reading back whenever they were still building them that the molds for them like started breaking down as they were making them for the cladding on them. And so they had a limited number that they could make before they had to retool everything. So I don't know that anything got made for them after the production run.
And I'm sure there's not a lot of aftermarket.
They're so cool though.
They're so unique.
It's such a weird little thing.
And it's the same thing as like a Rodeo or an Amigo underneath, I think. So like all the like running gear on it, I think should be fairly common. Just the body panels, I think, would be the kind of scary part. But
yeah,
but it'd be a great winter beater.
Somebody needs one of those in an Aztec.
No one needs an Aztec.
I don't hate the Aztec as much as I used to. Maybe I'll buy an Aztec, replace the Blazer.
That seems like something you would do, yes.
An Aztec would be a great vehicle for me to drive twice a year.
How does your dad feel about that as a Pontiac man?
I think he would be conflicted with my purchase of it. On one hand, he doesn't want to discourage the fact that I bought a Pontiac.
Yep.
But on the other hand, it's an Aztec.
Yeah. Now I want you to buy it just for that.
That's fair.
It would be one of those where he patted you on the back with one hand while he clenched his fist in the other.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair too.
All right, Dusty, what's your last convertible?
All right, I saved the best for last.
Much like mine.
Oh man, I could buy so many Aztecs for $8,000. I could buy more than one for that amount. This one's $950
Oh man, they're giving those away
in spring, and it's orange. Dalton needs this.
And then you could start cooking meth and make millions of dollars.
This is a rally, even.
Look what Dusty's trying to buy.
Oh, yeah.
Another Pontiac.
Oh, yeah. 72 Pontiac Catalina two-door convertible. One of 2,400 built.
Yeah, one of 2,399 built. That's the real.
Not actually 2,400.
Yeah. No, it's one less, Robbie. Yep. It's important.
That's very critical.
Yeah. This guy's other car is a Corvette.
So this is a true Texas winter car because it has a top, but it needs the material replaced on it.
Because it's never been put
basically a roadster.
You're gonna need some bullhorns.
Yep,
for the front of the hood.
Yeah. It needs a set of longhorns for the front.
Yep, those steer horn, longhorn.
Get those revolver door handle things.
I don't know. We need to go that far, Robbie.
It's Texas. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, basically just turn it into the car from Smoking the Bandit.
Or Dukes of Hazzard.
That's a lot of rust.
What?
I didn't.
No.
Yes, look at it right there behind the wheel.
Is that rust?
That is absolutely.
Do cars
rust.
even rust in Oh my god. That's
fine.
Of rust.
That's the rustiest car out of the lot that any of us have picked.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, because mine are made out of fiberglass, Robbie, they don't rust.
And I picked quality vehicles.
Yeah.
And
the
Dusty
frame is
found
for
the
sure in.
Yeah, you found the only rusty car in Texas.
Oh yeah, there's a blurry photo in the listing that is like a giant hole in the floor pan.
Not a Texas car. Apparently.
I mean, it's a convertible in Texas. It's legitimate. That's not that far off. So, so the last 3 lines of the listing. This isn't a show car, just a pretty decent car that's been in storage. Needs some minor TLC.
Yep,
that's fair.
What did they want for this?
It is $5,500. So yeah, you got money to go buy some stop signs and patch the floor, and then you're good to go.
You can make that work.
You don't buy stop signs; you take them off the pole. Not in your neighborhood.
You got to buy gas to get to the stop sign.
That's fair.
Yep.
You're gonna need a lot of gas with that thing. Speaking of engines that made 74 horsepower, but also 174 foot-pounds of torque.
400 Pontiac V8. Yes,
yeah, absolutely. Smog era V8 from Pontiac. Yeah, that makes no horsepower at all whatsoever.
So I will agree with him. It says the interior is in surprisingly good shape, and it is. Like, it looks like pretty nice. I don't know if I got a picture of the interior.
There's not
considering that the top can't be put up, and so it's just been beaten by the Texas sun. It is in pretty good shape.
Or the mice that run through the shop.
Yeah, I would guess that it's been inside for a decent amount of time, but
yeah. Huh. I think you got to buy the Jag.
See, my methodology here was I just searched convertible and put in $8,000 and just scroll. Ooh, that's interesting. Scroll. Ooh, that's weird. Okay, scroll. All right, there's my 3.
Nice.
I figured that was.
I support this.
Yeah. So are we picking favorites for? Is there a winner?
Yeah, my red C4 Corvette.
My Via-Cross.
That's probably the winner, yes.
All right.
I mean,
I'd say he's not going to vote against the Via-Cross.
He's not going to vote against the Via-Cross.
I know.
If you put some Blizzaks on the Jag.
Why would you bother?
It seems like a waste for you. And I even idiotic.
I'm talking about even for you guys.
Yeah, but even
under his logic, yeah, absolutely.
Even idiotic me's not buying a 2+2 convertible for a winter beater. Come on now, let's not be too out of line here.
It's got room for the kids in the back. It's perfect.
That's true. You are being very selfish with the Corvette.
That's fine. My kid doesn't ride in my daily.
Yeah, but neither do you.
Well, I mean, even if I did, though, like, let's pretend that I did use it to get to work and back.
Okay.
Like, this was my first couple of years of the job I'm at now.
Yep.
It would be perfectly fine. I would not have any issue.
Okay. Sure.
The only time I ever had any issue with the Blazer, which does not have functioning four-wheel drive, thank you very much.
I know.
Was when I came here, Robbie.
I helped you fix it.
So I just won't come here.
No, you came here and got maintenance, and now it runs better.
No, I got stuck at the bottom of the hill, and you had to come save me.
Because you didn't have four-wheel drive.
No, because I didn't have tires that were worth anything.
Yeah, plus that road is awful.
Yeah, the bottom of that hill just as well be a skating rink.
Luckily, there's a stop sign leading to a great drop into the ravine. We had someone go through there last year.
Weird.
But it's his fault. He was speeding. Allegedly.
If you're doing 30 miles an hour at the top of the hill, you're not going to make it.
Nah, you're going to slide right through that.
Yeah, and that hill's a quarter mile long.
There's like nothing stopping you until before you like big drop into the trees.
And that hill is a quarter mile long.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd take the ditch before I'd cross that road.
Oh, yeah. Nothing good's coming out of crossing that road.
No.
Yeah, that's your car's gone.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if you'll go to the hospital.
I have purposely ditched a car before to save it.
Yep.
So these are Iowa winter things that Dusty doesn't understand.
Well, he had ice that one time. I mean, he stayed home and watched it from his living room, but he had it.
Hey, I got out and drove an RC car in front of my house.
There it was.
No, I did I guess the year before last, I'd just gotten the all seasons on the Z, and I was like, I don't have anything going on. So I went and did donuts, and there's a big distribution center parking lot down the street from us. So
yeah,
I drove my stupid lowered to hell Z in snow and ice, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Terrible.
I'm more stubborn than this is difficult, Robbie. That is our motto.
I agree. I agree with that.
That is our creed. That's how we live our life, Robbie.
Until it comes to getting stuck in the snow.
I won't get stuck in the snow.
Every winter, I get to that point where it's just like, I don't want to live here anymore. I understand that I want Dusty to live here.
Come join us,
you guys are trying to
convince
me to come up here. We have jobs. We have summer and like mild winter. Like
no, you have summer.
Road goods.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden one day it's winter. It's fine.
There's 3 days of winter.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was working down there years and years and years ago, I was working in a town just south of Dallas, and when I was traveling on the road, we would always find like there's laundromats that have laundry service and they'll just wash your clothes for you.
Oh.
And it's shockingly affordable. And if I was single, I'd still use it today. Because like at the time it was like $4 a pound and they fold it for you. And I was like, this is the fucking most amazing thing in the world.
Worth every penny.
Dude, it was the best. And like, I'm sure it's gone up by now, but I don't even care. It's worth it. But, we went in there to pick our clothes up one day, and the old lady who was half crazy.
She folds clothes all day, every day.
She's completely off her rocker. Like, I had no idea where she was half the time. I'm convinced of it. And I don't think that she was on, like, drugs or alcohol. I just think she was batshit crazy.
It happens.
But she was going on and on.
In Texas, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. She was going on and on and on about how it was supposed to reach 32 degrees, and she was worried that her chickens would freeze to death.
No, they'll be fine. She's probably not going to be fine, but the chickens will be fine.
Right, yeah.
Luckily, chickens will eat anything, so.
There was water in the streets the next day because all of the pipes had burst from all of these houses, and there was enough that there was water in the streets, man. It was out of control. They have water meters on the outside of their houses, Robbie. Their water meters are just there on the side of the house, like a fucking power meter. Shit's out of control, Robbie.
Like all of the pipes in my house run on the exterior walls. Yeah.
Huh.
Anarchy.
Nothing good comes out of that.
So our water meter is technically in the ground in the front yard, so it's not on the side of the house, but yeah.
Where I was at in Hillsboro, Texas, some of those were literally like you just be driving down the road like power meter, water meter, gas meter. They're all just right there on the side of the house.
Yeah, Hillsboro is a different. I have family in Hillsboro. That's a different.
It's a unique place.
So a long time ago, there was a Texas like visitors bureau thing, and the tagline for it was Texas. It's like a whole other country. Yeah, Hillsboro is a whole other country.
For a while, Nebraska's was. It's not for everybody, and you know what? I really appreciate that.
I commend them.
You know what?
Yeah, embrace it.
They're like, you know what? If you don't like Nebraska, yeah,
good.
That's fine. Don't be here.
That's how we feel about Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa sucks. No one should.
Don't come here.
Don't come here. Hey, you wanna? We'll find you a house.
Yeah, we'll get you out. But everyone else,
stay out.
Yeah, find a different state.
Go to Ohio. It's like Iowa, but
worse. I mean, better.
Better.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Better.
I saw a meme the other day. There was a picture. It actually wasn't even a meme. It was just like a conversation. It was a picture of a house. It was like, there's a 7,000 square foot house for sale for $250,000 in Ohio. And someone's like, well, what's wrong with it? It's in Ohio.
Yeah, that tracks.
I think we did a show.
We're
almost short enough to be a track walking podcast show. No, it's an hour 42.
Yeah, that's 2 track walkings.
We have 12 more minutes though, because we have to do an hour 54. That would be 3 weeks in a row that we did an hour 54.
We don't have to do anything, Robbie.
Yeah, you're right. I don't even want to do this at all.
I was like semi-serious about saying fuck it, going home, going to bed.
No, we got to do a show for the fans.
I was ready to shut it down. This is
3 in a row.
Is this 3 weeks in a row? No, because we took a week off for Sebring.
I skipped one for Sebring for my arrival.
Did I influence this in any way by offering 10 to 12 minutes of content for SEMA?
I
sure did.
I was getting ready to come here and do this show anyway, but I'm not mad about it. So
I like how you did very much the same thing we do, where you texted us at 4:00 on Wednesday and asked if we want to do a podcast. Yeah, we're about to record.
That.
Yeah.
It was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I texted my wife and said, hey, is it cool if I disappear into a dark room for 2.5 hours tonight and do a podcast?
Oh, we still got an hour then.
That's funny.
So she hates us, is what you're saying.
I mean,
no, she was cool with it.
Wow.
I think most wives of car guys don't like their friends.
That tracks.
They like their friends, but at the same time, they don't.
No, they love our hobby, but they hate our hobby.
Right.
Yeah.
She rode 7.5 hours with me to the middle of Kansas just so she could diagnose Dalton first person versus getting I'm getting everything secondhand through me.
She really takes her work seriously.
It wasn't even that bad.
No, he was.
You guys need to dump the kid and come to the festival.
Yeah. If you want to, if you wanted a really experienced Dalton,
and then she
can
take on Tommy.
Yeah, she hasn't experienced true Iowa man.
No, bring her to SLB again.
Yeah,
she can stay at the porn mansion. With us.
I'm worried they're not going to have that next year after the way they talked about it this year. It scares me.
I think that
you're talking about Super Bowl Battle or the mansion.
The mansion.
The mansion.
Okay.
Trish, who's apparently it's like Grid Life's just person. She does all the things that are not motorsports related.
She does everything.
Yeah. She was not a fan of the porn mansion because she had not been there in years past. And
she was not a fan of showing up there in the dark by herself, and there was like nothing but a red murder light on inside the house.
And she was pretty adamantly against it happening again. But tradition is tradition.
Yeah, you can't change it now.
No. Also,
wasn't there a horror movie that came out like that weekend? So they were all watching that.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw. Yeah. In Texas, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, when in Texas,
Austin's not really Texas. I mean,
that's fair. But that part of Austin is pretty Texas.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
There was a Ford Explorer on bricks in the side yard of that house.
Yeah.
So. And the grotto pool area.
Yeah.
There have been so many porn shot at that place. There's no chance there hasn't been. You should come down with us, Robbie.
I'm down. Sounds great. I mean, you had me at Porn Grotto.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fly into Austin. It's right next to the track.
You can see the track from the airport apparently.
Can I drive? Because if I'm gonna arrive, I want to drive.
I mean,
it's a mere $1,700 to drive for the weekends.
I don't want to do that.
Well, that's for the time attack portion. It's not so
$1,700 for time attack.
Yeah,
$1,700 for time attack.
Hey man, it's not my event. I don't know what to tell you, Robbie.
I mean, it does look like a really fun event.
I'm sure it is. Also, it better be.
GLTC is not that expensive though.
Not even close. At that event, it is. I bet, but
it's not a small amount of money.
It's like half price. I think
it's the most expensive GLTC event.
I think it's closer to 1,000, isn't it?
I think it's the most expensive.
I've never even looked, so I've never even considered it.
You should though.
I want to say it was under a grand because it's a
no, it's in like fucking April this year or something.
Oh, I could totally be ready by April.
No, it's early March. Mid-March, I think. Yeah.
I don't have anything in March.
Yeah.
Except March Madness.
Who cares about that?
I care about that.
It's dumb, Robbie.
Yeah, I like basketball.
Let's shut it down before we actually make it to an hour 54.
No, we got 8 more minutes. We got to remind everyone to head over to our partners.
Factory Fabrication.
Factor Fabrication. For those that do not listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. FactorFabrication.com. If you want to get caged or railed, custom furniture.
Yeah.
If you have a race car and you want a cage, Factor Fabrication. Or if you just want a cool table, chairs. You know what? Rails in your house, stairs in your house, spiral staircases. You have this like mega mansion that you need this like arching cool.
If you need interesting backdrops for your porno mansion.
Or your porno restaurant. Wait, that's your restaurant? Just a restaurant?
I don't know that I want to mix those two things.
As soon as I said it, I was like, it's probably not going to get you an A rating from the Better Business Bureau.
No, probably not.
Yeah. There's a saying about doing things where you eat. I don't remember exactly what it is.
That's poop. That's different. But no kink shaming. We don't kink shame.
Apparently that's
standard now.
It's standard now, Robbie.
I don't know that was part of it.
I like how no one has a freaking clue what you're talking about.
Gross.
But yeah, if you have a restaurant and you want to have all the decor and like all the cool shit, Factor Fabrication will hook you up. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, whatever you need, Factor Fabrication will make it out of metal or wood.
Maybe you need a sweet ass hamburger cooked at the racetrack. He'll do that too.
They are delicious.
A brat? You can put ketchup on it?
He gets so mad. I did it, but He got mad.
I don't like ketchup that much. Like, it's not a thing I put on.
But you would do it just to.
But I would probably eat a ketchup covered. Like, don't slather it. Just like give me a bead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did that. We were at Sebring. I had one with mustard and the one with ketchup just to piss him off.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't ask because I didn't want to get banished to the Colorado desert.
Nah, you gotta poke.
I poked a few other times, so it was good.
Did you get a Lunchable, or did he not have Lunchables for you?
We didn't have any charcuterie boards in
man.
Sebring.
Lunchables
Or High Plains.
Lunchables.
Yeah, it was basically just good dinners at High Plains, but
Burgers and brats. Yeah. Korean short ribs at Sebring. So freaking pumped about that. Still pumped about it. I love Korean short ribs.
It's a long way to go for Korean short ribs, bro. You can probably get this here in Des Moines.
Yeah. This Beth's. It's Spoonie's wife's recipe.
Save you a lot of trouble.
Nah. Well, I mean, they don't drive anyway, so whatever.
So is it that if you're at a pro level track, you get charcuterie and the nice things, and then
because that was at NOLA.
NOLA will have the best food by far because that the Homer Simpson logo on the front of the car. That's from Katie's in Mid City, that restaurant. So they're a partner. So when we go to NOLA, we eat at Katie's, and then we also go and get Cajun food. So. Yeah, NOLA's the one to be at when it comes to the food.
So NOLA and CODA next year. Got it. Okay.
Yep. Plus, we need you at all of them, really. Because we need like 5 people minimum for pit stops for it to be efficient.
I really saw that 6 would be awesome.
6 would be awesome if you were there. So you 2 need to be at all of them. Just saying.
Yeah, I already got a phone call.
I'll give him your number, doesn't he?
Oh, he's got me on Messenger. So.
Also, mypetrobox.com. If you need to get a subscription box that shows up to your house, you get presents to yourself every month. That's mypetrobox.com. Use the code TTP15. That's 15% off that first box, plus everything that's available already in the store. So like shirts and car care products, tools, stuff like that. Mechanics gloves. That stuff's already in the store. You can just pick and choose at your leisure and use the same code. Get 50% off. Or if it's Christmas time coming up, someone's birthday, you want to get them an awesome gift, mypetchbox.com. And then also Apex Pro, apextrackcoach.com. So if you want to get into data, you can use the Apex Pro, and then that gives you the best affordable way to get into like actual race data. Or if you aren't ready to make the plunge, you can use the free app. The Apex Pro app is available in the Android as well as the iOS store. And you just download it. You can use your phone, kind of like a Harry's lap timer, and it'll kill you a little bit of the data, and at least give you an idea of where you're being slow, which is, like me, everywhere. But the Apex Pro will give you even more data and tell you even more about where you're slow, which is everywhere. So apextrackcoach.com. Use code 1010s. You get a free window mount, and it was 10% off when you get the Gen 2 and the window mount.
Which amounts to a free window mount.
Basically, yes. apextrackcoach.com. All right, what are we going to do for another...
No, we're going to shut this down, Robbie.
No, we're 2 minutes away.
No,
we're 2 minutes
shut this fucking thing down.
Oh, fine.
Now we're just rambling, which is...
That's what podcasting is, Adam.
Yeah, I know, but this is worse.
The only real secrets are things said in the last 2 minutes of a podcast, so...
That's true.
It's the trust tree right now.
Well, then we definitely need to shut it down, because I don't trust any of these motherfuckers.
And on that note, we'll catch everybody next week.